Good afternoon, students. Am I audible? Okay, fine. See, actually, in the module 3, so today I'll just continue with the module 3. Okay, so in the module 3, we have discussed about equivalence relations in the previous class. So in that, we have discussed about the partitions, and then we have discussed what is an equivalence class, right? So after that, today I'll just start with partial order. Fine. So we already know that a relation is said to is said to be a partial order only if it satisfies three conditions, right? So which are all the three conditions? The first one is it has to be reflexive, then it has to be anti-symmetric, and then it has to be transitive, right? A relation which satisfies all these three properties is said to be in a partial order. Okay. So here also in this topic, what he will do is he will give a particular relation and he will ask you to check whether a relation is partial order or not. In that case, first of all, you need to check whether that operation will satisfy reflexive, anti-symmetric property and transitive property. If it satisfies all these three properties, it is said to be a partial order, right? So after this, he will ask you to draw the Poset diagram or Hasse diagram. Okay, Poset diagram or Hasse diagram. So what is this Hasse diagram? Actually, in the equivalence class, we have seen the partition, right? So what is the use of the partition? Partition is a simplified representation of a relation. And how actually we find the partition? If I have to find the partition, first of all, I need to find the equivalence class, right? So in the similar way, in the partial order also, we can represent the relation in a simplified way. And that simplified representation is said to be a Poset diagram or Hasse diagram. Okay. So how to find that, I'll teach you. Okay, so let us now learn how to draw the Hasse diagram. So it is also called as Poset diagram. Okay. Okay. So if I have to draw the Hasse diagram, you need to just follow three basic rules. So the first rule is no. Actually, we already know that. So this Hasse diagram or Poset diagram, it is a simplified relation representation. But if I have to use this, that particular relation has to be a partial order, right? So, and if it is a partial order, already we know that it will be reflexive, it is antisymmetric, and it is transitive, right? So, since we already know it is reflexive, no need to explicitly represent. Okay, no need to explicitly represent. No need to explicitly represent reflexive relation. Okay, and similarly, okay, we know that a partial order is transitive, so we need not to explicitly represent even the transitive relation. That is the second rule. And the third rule is always we have to deposit the relation in upward direction. Okay, so what is that exactly? You will understand when I write the diagram for that. Okay, so now you have to remember always the relation, always the relation should be deposited in upward direction. Okay, so if you follow all these three rules, we can easily represent the relation in the form of a Hasse diagram. Okay, so let us see one simple example now. Okay, so now I will give one simple example. So assume that the elements are 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so A is a set which contains the elements 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now I will represent the relation R on set A. I will represent the relation R on set A. And what is this relation? The relation will tell that X is related to Y if and only if X divides Y. Okay, so based on this, let me define the relation. Okay, so based on this, if I define the relation, what will happen? So the condition that he has given is the first element should divide the second element, right? So let me write the ordered pairs for this. One will divide itself and one will divide all the elements, right? So based on this, I will get these order pairs. Next, 2 will divide itself and 2 will divide 4. Next, 3 will divide itself and it won't divide any other number, and 4 will divide 4. So these are the ordered pairs I get, right? So now, based on this, if I try to write the, as I already told you, there are many ways where you can, there are many ways to represent the relation. Either you can represent the relation in the form of an ordered pairs, or you can represent the relation in the form of a digraph, or you can use the matrix, that is 0, 1 matrix, or you can use the arrow diagram, right? So so what I will do is, first I will try to write the digraph for this, and you know how to write the digraph, right? So since this relation is defined on this set A, which contains elements 1, 2, 3, 4, let me write all the elements here. You know that, right? This digraph is a pictorial representation of a relation where the nodes, each and every node will deposit the elements of a set. Okay, so by looking at this ordered pairs, so since every element is related to itself, I can write 1, 1, I can write 3, 3, I can write 2, 2, and I can write 4, 4. And also I have 1 is related with 2, 3, 4. So based on this, let me write this arrow diagrams. And also 2 is related to 4. Okay, so now I have represented the digraph. Okay, I have represented the relation in the form of a digraph. Okay, so now if I told that this Hasse diagram is a simplified representation of a relation. Okay, and if I have to represent the relation in the form of a Hasse diagram, I need to follow 3 basic rules. So the first rule is no need to explicitly represent the reflexive relation. Okay, so for that, what I will do is I will tell you one hint. Actually, whenever you want to write the Hasse diagram, always you have to see the least element. So what do you mean by the least element? Least element is the one which is related to all the other elements. Okay, so when you look at this relation, actually, one is the element which is related to all the other elements like 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that I can call it as a least element. So based on this, when I start writing the Hasse diagram, I will always start with the least element, and I will write 1 followed by just a dot. Okay, and what is the meaning of this dot? This dot will represent the reflexive relation. Okay, so this is same as writing 1, 1. Okay, in case of the diagram, what I will do, I will just write one circle. I will put 1 there, and then I will write a loop. Right. So here it is not required. Why? Because since it is in a Hasse diagram, we already know that the relation is a partial order, which is reflexive also, right? So we need not to explicitly represent this self loop. So now if I put a dot, it indicates that 1, 1 is over. Fine. And I told you that always the relation should be deposited in upward direction. Okay. So we know that by looking at this ordered pairs, see, by looking at this ordered pairs, we know that one is related to 2 and one is related to 3 and one is related to 4, right? So now I will write 2 here. So what does this indicate? This indicates that 1 comma 1 is over, and also 2 comma 2 is over, and 1 comma 2 is also over, right? So similarly, 1 is related to 3. I will write in this way. Okay, and actually 1 is related to 4, but the thing is even 2 is also related to 4, right? So instead of writing 4 from 1, I will write from 2. And what is the use of that? The use is very simple. So 1 is related to 2 and 2 is related to 4. Therefore, 1 is related to 4. Why? Because this partial order is transitive. Correct, right? So partial order means it will be reflexive, reflexive, antisymmetric, and transitive. And I told you, right, the second rule that I have told you is no need to explicitly represent the transitive relation. Since 1 is related to 2 and 2 is related to 4, 1 comma 4 is related, it is understood. Okay, no need to explicitly write any arrow diagram. Okay, so now don't you think that when you compare with this digraph, okay, so when you compare with this digraph, don't you think this Hasse diagram is a simplified representation? Students, will you agree? This Hasse diagram is a simplified representation. Exactly, right? See here, we need not to write any self loops. We need not to explicitly represent the transitive relation. And we need not to even write the arrow. And why we need not to write arrow? The reason is very simple. Always the relation will be deposited in upward direction. If I write 1 here and if I write 2 here, it is understood that 1 is related to 2, not 2 is related to 1. Correct, right? Since 2 is above the 1, always 1 will be related to 2 and 2 will be related to 4. What is the advantage of this? I need not to write any arrow. In case of the digraph, I need to write the arrow, right, in order to represent the relation. That has been avoided. In case of the digraph, I need to write the loops. So that has been avoided here, right? So obviously this Hasse diagram is a simplified representation, but all the relations cannot be represented using the Hasse diagram. Only the relations which are partial order, which are which are partial order, only those relations can be represented using the Hasse diagram. Okay. So any doubt in this, students? Have you got some initial idea how to represent the relation in the form of Hasse diagram? Can I continue with the next problem? Okay, so before I continue with the next problems, students, can you tell me, is this technique is fine for you? Is it better than board? Is this technique better than board or board is better? Okay, so you feel, okay, some are telling board is better. Okay. Okay, students. So we have solved only one problem, right? So with this, we cannot come into conclusion whether board is better or this one is better. So anyhow, so today I will continue the class with the same technique. Okay, after that we can discuss. Fine. So as I have told you, so in case of the partial order topic, either he can ask the question to write the Hasse diagram. So they will ask you to write the Hasse diagram or Poset diagram. So that is one type of question that they can ask. And the second one is he will give some operation. Okay, so he will give some operation and he will ask you to check whether it satisfies the partial order relation or not. So in that case, as I have told you, you need to check with the reflexive relation, transitive and antisymmetric. If it satisfies all these three properties, it is said to be a partial order. This kind of question he can ask. And the third one is he will ask some attributes, or what I can tell is he can ask some properties. Okay, so he can ask some properties with respect to Hasse diagram. Totally, there are some 8 properties. Okay, so like maximal element, minimal element, greatest element, least element, upper bound, lower bound, least upper bound, and the greatest lower bound. Okay, so like this 8 properties are there. So he can ask about those properties. Fine. So in these 3 type, he can ask any one question. And this topic is very important in exam. Fine. So let us try to solve few problems on this. So here is the question. Uh, Let A be the set which contains the elements 1, 2, 3, 6, and 8. Fine. So A is the element which contains these elements, and a relation again. So the relation is defined on set A, and the relation that he has defined is divisibility relation. That is, X is related to Y if and only if X divides Y. And students, most of the questions, okay, almost 90% of the questions in case of the Poset diagram, partial order, it will be on the divisibility relation only. He will ask you with respect to the divisibility, okay. So you should be able to write the relation for the divisibility. So now he has defined the relation, that is divisibility, and now he is asking you to write the Poset diagram. This one is similar to the previous one. The only change is the elements that he has given in the set now are different. So previously, I think here I have taken the example of 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess. So now it is 1, 2, 3, 6, 8. Okay. So I will give you exactly 5 minutes time. So please try to write the ordered pairs for this, and try to write the Hasse diagram, right? So if you have any doubts in that, so I will solve this problem again. So after that, you can check with that. Fine. So I'll give you 5 minutes exactly. You should first write the ordered pairs. I think you should be able to write the ordered pairs, right? So we have solved many problems of that kind. So after that, initially my suggestion is, instead of directly writing the Hasse diagram, so you people first, what you need to do is you have to write the digraph, because you people are comfortable with the digraph. After writing the digraph, next you have to try. See, actually, you have to try. Only if you try, you will understand. Okay. So you should try to write the Hasse diagram, right? And while writing the Hasse diagram, whatever the rules that I have told you, you have to follow, right? So first of all, you need to pick the least element, that is the element which is related to all the other elements. So based on that, you have to start writing the Hasse diagram. And 3 rules you have to follow. The first one is reflexive relation, no need to deposit explicitly. Same with the transitive relation. And the third thing is always the relation should be represented in upward direction. Okay. So I will give you exactly 5 minutes time. Please try to solve it. Yeah, students, there is one small announcement from Manasa ma'am. Yeah, third sem A.
So guys, today morning we asked you to like the CSC flyer, no? Most of you have not done it. Please do it now.
In Facebook.
Yeah, go to give in the search CSC DSATM, and in that second post you will get a flyer. Please like that one. All of you now, anyhow sir has given 5 minutes time, no? Thank you.
Okay, students, I think most of you have already solved it. Okay. So I will also parallelly solve. If you have any queries in that, you can just check. Okay. So as we already know, first I have to just write the relation, right? So since it is a divisibility relation, I have to write the ordered pairs like 1, 1, 1, 2. followed by 2 is related to 2, 2 will divide 6, 2 will divide 8, 3 is related with itself, 3 will divide 6, and then 6 comma 6, and finally I have 8 comma 8. Okay, so these are the ordered pairs. Okay, so now let me write the diagram first. See, actually you can directly write the Hasse diagram, but initially at least for one or two problems, if we write the diagram and then if we convert into Hasse diagram, it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, so let me write the diagram for this first. So the elements are 1, 2, 3, 6, 8. Let me write that as a node. Okay. Okay. So every element is related to itself. Based on that, I can write the loops. And one is a element that is related to all the other elements. So based on that, I have written the arrow diagrams. And then 2 is related with 8, 6, 3 is related with 6. Okay, so now this is the diagram. I think in this example, you will be easily convinced that this Hasse diagram is easily, it will be a better representation than the diagram. It is a simplified representation, what I can call. Okay, so based on this, the first thing what I told you is you have to take the minimal element. When you are writing the Hasse diagram, always you have to start with the minimal element. Okay, so here 1 is the minimal element because that is related to all the other elements. So I'll just write the dot here. See, actually students, this dot is very much important because this dot, it will represent the reflexive relation. If I put a dot here, it indicates 1 comma 1. Okay, so next, so which are the other two elements? Actually the one is related to 2, 3, 6, 8. It is related to all the four elements, but the thing is, when you see 6 and 8, there are some other elements that are related to 6 and 8 other than 1, that is 2 and 3. Okay, so which are the elements that are directly related to 1? That is only 2 and 3. Okay, so I will write 2 here, I will write 3 here. See, I can write 6 also here, but even 2 and 3, they are also related to 6. Correct, right? So based on this, what I will do is, so now I will write 6 here, but now this will indicate 1 is related to 3 and 3 is related to 6. But nowhere I have told 2 is related to 6 in this diagram. Okay, so in order to tell that, I will put one more line here. Okay, so if I do like this, 2 is related to 6 is also completed. And now 8 is related, but that 8 is not related with 3 and 6. It is related only with 1 and 2. So I have to write here 8. Okay. So now with this easily you can understand, right? So you can check with all the ordered pairs. So I'll just check here. See, 1 comma 1 is over. You can see here, your dot means 1 comma 1. So similarly 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 8 comma 8, 6 comma 6 is over. As I told you, dot will represent the reflexive relations, right? So similarly for the 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, so this line will represent 1 comma 2 and 1 comma 3, and 3 comma 6, 2 comma 8, 2 comma 6 is there. And I told you that the transitive relations no need to explicitly represent. I mean, if 1 comma 3 is there and 3 comma 6 is there, 1 comma 6 is also there. And if 1 comma 2 is there and 2 comma 8 is there, 1 comma 8 is also there. Okay, and you can clearly observe nowhere I have represented 3 comma 8. So there is no line between 3 and 8. Okay, so I think with this example, you will be 100% convinced that this Hasse diagram is a simplified representation of the relation. Okay, so you can compare this diagram or you can compare this Hasse diagram with the ordered pairs. Okay, always this Hasse diagram will be the simplified representation. Fine. So I think now you got a better idea how to represent the relation in the form of a Hasse diagram. So we can solve more problems on this. Students, is this example okay? Have you understood? Can I go to the next example? Have you understood this example? Okay, so now I will go to the next example. Just give me 2 minutes. Okay, students. Now I'll give one simple example. Okay, prove that the divisibility relation. Prove that the divisibility relation. Prove that the divisibility relation D12. Prove that the divisibility relation D12 is poset. Next, continuation is represent the relation in the form of Hasse diagram. Okay, see, actually students, as I have told you, in terms of proving whether the relation is a partial order or see this poset in the sense partial ordered set. Okay, so in order to prove a particular operation is a divisibility, is a partial order or not, so as I have told you, you need to check with the reflexive property, antisymmetric property and transitive property, and 90% of the problems will be with respect to the divisibility only. Okay, only in the few question papers they have asked with respect to the subset. Okay, so you need to check whether the subset operation is partial order or not. Okay, so we will see both the examples and how to prove whether the operation is a partial ordered set or not. So we will solve in the next class. Okay, so it will take some time. So now, since I have started with the Hasse diagram, so let me continue with that one only. Okay, so this first part of the question I will solve in the next class. So let us continue with the, since I have started with the Hasse diagram, so let me continue in that. Okay, so in exam, when they tell you whether the divisibility relation D12 is poset or not, in the sense be having a doubt. So here in this question, he has not given the set of elements, and of course the relation he has told is divisibility relation. In some question papers, he will ask, like, he will tell like x is related to y. If in case, if and only if x divides y, either he can tell in this way. Okay, either he can tell in this way, or simply he can tell it as a divisibility relation. Both will, both are same. And coming to the same thing, so you should not think like he has not given the set of elements. Okay, if the meaning of D12 in the sense all the positive divisors of 12. Okay, so here the set of elements will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. So why I have taken only these elements? These are the positive divisors of the number 12. Okay, so don't think that he has not given the set of elements. So here the elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. Okay, suppose instead of D12, suppose in the exam, if he gives positive divisors till D18, so what are the numbers that you will include? All the numbers that will divide 18, like for example 1, 2, 3, which are the other numbers? 9, and then yeah, 6 also can be included. Next, and 18. Okay, so these are the positive divisors of 18. The same goes even with 24, 30, 36. Okay, so you have to include all the positive divisors. So once you get the elements of the set, easily you can write the relation, right? So writing the relation will be very simple. And one more thing, students, when you write the ordered pairs for this, so it will take more space. Okay, and in the question, nowhere he has asked you to represent the relation in the form of ordered pairs. He is asking you to represent the relation in the form of Hasse diagram. Just he is asking you to prove whether the relation is partial order set or not. Okay, so just you need to check for the reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive property. You need not to write any relation here. You need not to write the relation. If you try to write the relation, yes, it is easy to write the relation in the form of ordered pairs, but obviously there are around 3 plus 3, 6 numbers are there. If you try to write the ordered pairs, it will be more, and actually it is not required. There will be no marks for that. Okay, because for this kind of questions, nowhere he is asking you to represent the relation in the form of ordered pairs. Okay, and one more thing, so some students, you might be having a doubt. Okay sir, if we don't write the relation in the form of ordered pairs, then how we can write the Hasse diagram? See, actually only for the first two problems, to make you understand better, I have represented the relation in the form of ordered pairs and digraph. See, actually easily you can write just by looking at the set of elements. So now, by looking at these 6 numbers, can you tell me which is the least element? Students, I need your support now. You should answer. So can you tell me which is the least element here? Which is the number that is related to all the other numbers? Exactly. So you have to start from 1. Okay. So after this, you need to pick the numbers which are related to only 1. I repeat my question. Which are the numbers that are related to only 1? Can you tell which are the numbers that are related to only 1? Students, yes, exactly. Jayam Akshay, you are right. So the numbers which are related to only 1 are 2 and 3. So I can write 2 and I can write 3 here. Okay. So now can you tell me which is the number that is related to only 2? I repeat my question. Which is the number that is related to only 2? I mean, when I tell 2, also for 1. Which is the number that is related to, let me ask the question in a different way. Which is the number that is related to 1 and 2? Which is the number that is related to only 1 and 2? Exactly, it is 4. Okay, I think now you are getting an idea how to write the assay diagram. So again, now which is the number that is related to only 1 and 3? Which is the number that is related to only 1 and 3? 6, exactly. Okay, but students, actually even 2 is also related to 6. That you can represent just by writing one line, no issues. After that, the next number is 12. All the numbers are related to 12. So for that, you can just write 12 above and you can write the line here. So now, instead of writing the ordered pairs and instead of writing the diagram directly by looking at the elements in the set, we are able to represent the relation. Okay, students, I think writing the assay diagram is not a problem for you, right? Are you comfortable with writing the assay diagram? Students? Okay, so in the next class, I will teach you the different properties of the assay diagram, and also I will teach you how to check whether the relation is a partial order set or not. Okay, so I don't want to, take the last hour class. I know from morning you would have been, continuously attending the class. Last hour I won't continue. Okay, so tomorrow morning, 2 hours class is there. So I will start from tomorrow. Okay, so we can continue with the same topic. I'll continue with the assay diagram. Fine. So today I will stop the class. So is there any doubts, sir? Doubts, students? If you have understood, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. If you don't have any doubts, okay, you can log out. Thank you, students.